straight over to Livik, see how this playing path actually ends up. Livik being quite the open map in certain areas is going to force a couple of fights maybe early on, or perhaps over towards that mid game. You can see over there on your map, that is one hell of a tall volcano. So good stuff for these teams, looking over, see where people will be dropping, and there's lots of available areas on this map, lots of interesting terrain to mess around with, play around with, and with 12 teams, I'm sure they'll be dropping all over the place, so you get a good look at where these teams are dropping, and a good look at Livik, which I'm sure you're all playing at home.
Yeah, the east port up towards Blomster for the plane path. Should be fairly accessible. I mean, it's a fairly small map, as we know, so really not too much to worry about for the playing path. These players will be able to get pretty much anywhere that they want to go. So we're going to be looking out for hot drops as well in these scenarios. Of course, all of those prizes still on the line. The maps are speeded up, and this is the size of map that is designed for this sort of number of players.
Absolutely. So that's exactly what these players do want to bring out in these matches. You can see over towards Esports, already 7C are dropping. Looks like they're always going to drop on the coast next to the water. I do like that. A little bit of role play coming through from the Indian team. But honestly, so far, this team has done fairly well, even with the Geos right at the beginning of the day. I mean, it's nice to see, especially with in PMWI, we finishing the last game on that day with a Team Seoul win, and it looks like 7C, you know, maybe they weren't playing then, but they're certainly taking the momentum that Team Seoul set for India and bringing it over into the Afterparty Showdown. Stalwart, though, still looking extremely strong. Circle pops over towards the eastern side. Lots of it still in, so massive opportunity for a lot of these teams to still get into the circle and get in there fast. There are all some beautiful places on this map, too.
Yeah, look at that. Some classical Gothic architecture by the looks of it. Fantastic stuff. Those high vaulted windows. It's maybe a little bit before Gothic. Pre-Gothic. Pre-Gothic I'm going with.
Yeah, straight out of a Souls game, that one. Again, if you're here with us, you are currently watching together. But if you want to join in for the 2022 PMWI Watch Together, you can watch with us in-game in the Esports Center with your friends to win some PMWI special sets. So make sure you get your little watch parties going, chat one another. I'm sure your analysis is maybe better than mine, but even if it is, I'd like to hear your thoughts, because we also do have the PMWI gun skin and outfit, which I can provide you. Maybe not analysis right now, but we can provide you with gun skins and outfits.
Do you know how you do that, Blank, actually?
I don't. How do you explain it for us?
Well, the PMWI packages are on sale for a limited time. 16% off if you head to the store in-game. You can also win PMWI treasure crates if you're playing PUBG Mobile during PMWI. So anytime.
Anytime. Anytime you're in there, you can win those treasure chests. Looking at the map, though, obviously, you've got the waterfall. Beautiful place around here. Some loot in the back of the waterfall, too. Why wouldn't you? Prestige just dropped himself a little bit of a small stim here to get himself going, get the run speed in, get himself a little bit healthy. He starts to move through. And over there, you got D77 with the XM. That thing has been absolutely deadly over in our scrim matches. May not have been there to watch, but there are some insane plays that have come through. And obviously with Dam1 repping the old DBS in Erangel, Miramar, wherever they like, the Korean shotgun meta. It is really strong here over in Livik. We see a lot of support for Esports actually in the crowd, which is lovely to see. Happy with that.
Home team joining Falcons, the Saudi Arabian representatives. In these lobbies, all never alone. They should have spotted that. Rad, all in the same monster truck here. Big tires and bigger vulnerabilities here if they just get spotted by pretty much anyone.
Yeah, and I mean, you would typically spot that. The thing is very loud as it traverses through the map. Quite difficult to take down, though. So
if there's one thing, if there's one thing I'd say about monster truck, it's not understated.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's called a monster truck. You'd hope, right? Rad, though, they do make it through and they find their way to a fairly decent compound, actually, with the walls along the side. This is inside the circle, quite central, actually, as well. So a lot of these teams just looking for these compounds towards where Stalwart finished. Already money, though. Takes shots over towards Never Alone, who caught himself slipping.
First elimination, 2K. Ooh, it's looking tasty. Rad managed to get the knock. Can Falcons get them back up? Keep that bounty on the cards. Because if you're Falcons, it's kind of twofold, right? Like, you don't want them to get the bounty because you want to be able to take a fight and get that first elimination, get that 2K in the pocket as well.
For yourself. And it looks like with all these teams actually heading very, very central already, you know, maybe it's that ammo that becomes an issue, especially over on Vikendi. We have that problem where, you know, you send in early and you're not quite able to get all the loot you want. You just try and loot up as much as possible in the early game. You take compounds towards the center and then just hope for the best. And realistically, where you do get that loot from, you do get that ammo from, is when teams crash into you. But you can see Yusuf here. He's got level 3 backpack, level 3 vest, but his chest, it is very exposed with the level 1 vest.
That's unfortunate. You don't like to see it. So maybe just going for those little peek outs. Unfortunately, with the shotgun, you do want to be in that close range, so it's not ideal. Yeah. It's really not.
It's kind of an unfortunate scenario, right, where you're like, I'm going to have to expose my head to be the safest possible.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe get the pan out. Try and cover the body with it. Equip it. Try and run forwards. Get in range for the XM. Swap it out quickly. Bam, bam.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's all right. That's if you can pull that off, which is easier said than done.
Ooh.
The res did come through, I believe. So nobody has gone down just yet. Still chilling, still vibing.
I think 7C sent out to take the loot crate, and that is the first elimination coming through. I think that was from S2G, who headed out that way to pick up the airdrop to try and secure themselves.
Yes, it was.
$1,000. I don't know if they've already picked that up, though, but if that's the case, you get the 2K for the first elimination and the 1K for the airdrop as well.
That's a good point, actually. Did they manage to loot that airdrop first before the elim came down? We'll have to wait and see. Just where the earnings fall. So we get a little bit of a replay. Ah, they spotted him. Spray God caught out in the open. Is this a retreat? Is this on the way back from the crate or the way to the crate? Looks like this is still open. Okay, S2G, they've covered off the position.
Okay.
7C are looking to try and shut this one down, stop anyone going for the crate, and they're just going to dip completely. They're going to give this one away, not give it away, but give that position away and play from that far side against 3 from 7C.
Yeah, they've cut underneath and over the top side of 7C, so distractions all over the place. S2G move a little bit further in with his Eastern shift on the circle. It makes sense as well, but 7C leaving Eastport has got to feel rough here, especially with that being their drop spot. And they move further into the circle, and perhaps it might have been better for them just to stay in Esports to begin with. Eastport, not Esports. Yeah.
Ooh.
Esports drop.
That's right. Esports, I like that.
Yeah, Livik was made for esports. Apparently,
that's what we're calling it from now on. Esports.
Esports.
Esports over on the east near the port.
That's right.
Looks like Denver Galaxy having a bit of a tough time of it. They've been spotted. 1 player down and out for the count. Down to 3 players. So the south side of this next circle seemingly a little bit more occupied as teams coalesce there.
Bigatron keeping it chill here. You can see, though, already, just in Livik, the amount of open ground that is available to so many of these teams. Just the roadsides, just completely barren. And there's a few boulders, you know, a few little places where you can start to play around. And these are just open compounds. The windows are all open, fairly large. So you have to be very, very careful when rotating and moving into areas to begin with. Deadeye guys, they're up towards that northwest. They're moving up towards Falcon's position, who still haven't quite recovered from that initial knock. And like you said, there is a nice special elimination coming through, and that will be the first one of the game. Shifu will be taking that one.
Cheeky. 2K. Is that 2K? That's 2K,
yeah,
for the first special elim. Very nice. Add that to the tally. Bigatron engaged with the forward guard of R8. She, across the bridge, has potentially got some sightlines. Zuxi wants to pop the nade. SK-Ton out the window, so position known, but pushed in through the window. Will dodge the damage. That's a dangerous hop. SK-Ton goes down. And back around the sidelines. Needs to be careful. There are off angles from R8 to be worried about. BTR need to back Zuxi's position up now.
Uses the Uzi, and it's Rico Infinity that take the doozy. Zuxi with the Molotov, tries to prevent them from pushing too far into them. Now it's Prestige with one of his own. Zuxi will have to go for the bandage, for the heal. Once the rest of the team start to regroup around him. Genfos here, alongside with Luxi along the way.
Interesting. Survive. I think that was inside. I think that was came from the nade came from inside the house there. Blank.
Yeah.
So should have dodged all that damage. Not quite there for now. Zuxi. The sightlines being controlled by Bigatron are stopping this push towards Zuxi, but he is caught there, and they need to figure out a way to disengage. Look at the smoke line that they've established across the road.
I think that's one thing that BTR has been doing very exceptionally well so far, is just using utility to their advantage, Molotovs to cut off pushes, smokes to prevent these areas of ingress. Falcons, powerful, takes a tumble to Chari from Deadeye's guys. These guys have been outside of the zone for a long, long time and took Team Falcons by surprise here.
We'll have attention sent their way, though, and from Team Falcons, that is some deadly sightlines. Not quite getting these knocks just yet, but Powerful is ticking away. Shifu repositioning after that special elimination, picking up that point. They've been harrying the back of the Falcons for a while now.
Damwon Kia very much outside in the blue at the moment. Forrest finally making his way over from Logistics Center. With the map being so small, it's very easy for him to tear across the field and back over towards his team. Chari will finish off the player from Falcons and now look towards the rest of them. Falcons just stimming up as much as they can to try and get themselves up towards that 100% HP. The M24 off in the distance, owned by Shifu. Again, this continues. What is D77 doing over there?
Just bide in time. I mean, that's in the middle of a couple of those zip lines, right? So has got some speedy ways.
Don't you get out? I think he's going to bleed out, though, out there, honestly.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Next circle comes in. Pops up a little bit further north. There is a drop right on Alpha 7. I wonder if that... No, that would have been the... Is that the drop from earlier? I'm not entirely sure.
No, it's not. That is the drop from earlier. The new drop is down towards Fiskahus.
That will never not be funny to me as a name. I love these names coming in Livik. And we're going to be seeing them a whole lot more over these next couple of days.
I wanted to introduce Hulim Hayahusu, honestly.
That's what we all want. First, team elimination by Team Falcons. There we go. Okay, Falcons pick up the 5K for the first team elimination. Excellent news for the home team.
Yeah, really sad for Damwon Kia. I mean, they've been doing so well in the scrim matches, but again, now it's all to play for here. So they had to really pull up the socks, but they were outside in the blue for a long time. Alpha 7 on to 7C. The XM from Madmine does not do quite enough here.
Aladdin trying to hold down the stairwell. It's going well to start off. The AKM finds Mafioso Mythic. Turns tail. They want this res. Might give a chance to get the res onto Madman. Oh no, not really going to take that chance. XM, as you say, didn't quite do the job there. As Aladdin wants to drop down, he's allowing this res, and I feel like it's just been a little bit slower around the side, pushes in, and they cut down. 2 players, 2 barrels sent your way. It's just too much to handle.
I do like that from Alpha 7. The instant drop shot from both those teams. The circle, again, it's moving all over the place. Enigma Galaxy get their way in, but Lord's very low. 1 first aid kit. Very, very surprised for Enigma Galaxy to come into a circle with hardly any meds. But a heavy southeast circle will set Stalwart up for success here.
All right, all right, all right. Enigma Galaxy, get those heals off. Could be crucial in this engagement between Deadeye's guys and Rad. Shifu out in the open, does get knocked there. The smoke a little bit wayward on the position. And spotted from the off angle. Chari gets the heal off, brings himself back up to that 75 HP. Can keep on going, crawling to safety. Both of these teams will have to move. Deadeye's guys further of the 2. With only 2 players in this fight, Rad have control. On top, spotted. Just Chari now for Deadeye's guys.
Rad are just sending it over towards Deadeye's guys at the moment. Like you say, Chari left on his lonesome. And Rad looking for a team elimination here. Alpha 7 moved out from the compound, starting to make their way through, but stuck out in the blue with a shot from behind from Silas along the way. Turkish team make their way in here for a bit of damage.
Stalwart 4 players alive, 2 eliminations so far. S2G, 4 players alive, 2 eliminations so far. Vampire Esports with just Stoned now. Close range, 2 shotguns. So many pellets going to be sent out your way, Stoned. And look at the tick damage from the blue, but he's burning. All right, taking down Nigma.CEST are in this fight as well. And just out the way, Vampire Esports will get taken down to boot. It's Nigma.CEST to stay alive. Goodness me.
Free comes in, sends some insults their way and roasts them underfoot with the Molotov there. And Stone's able to get out of it, you know, thanks to that play. S2G holding onto the Wizard Tower at the moment, looking out towards Stalwart, who now have to move in. S2G making a very, very good push in the early game, and they've been lucky with these circles. Finally, Deadeye's guys do go down, but S2G taking shots over towards Alpha 7 and Stalwart. How does Stalwart make this push, though? It's going to be difficult. They have the smokes and the vehicles, but it's a very, very impregnable position from S2G that they've set up.
2 bounties as well on the heads of these team eliminations. Alpha 7, Nigma.CEST, allowing them to ladder up in terms of placement points if they're able to take them out. 1 player left for Nigma.CEST, Alpha 7 with 2. Here's the replay. Stone to try to control that sidelines. This is where the Molotov came in. I don't know who threw it. It was Freak who managed to just burn R8 down. Excellently placed third party there from Nigma.CEST.
Yeah. Stalwart, action, takes a knee here. It's Mafioso inside the blue, just sending bullets down. Surely S2G seeing this push. Rod with 0 eliminations. Very quiet this game, but Moon here sends a shout into it.
Nade sent back and a lot of damage pouring out to everyone. Stalwart bear the brunt of it, and they will fall to S2G. Rod, 3 players down, looking for these reses. They are crucial. Nades in hand, starting to move out towards the hillside, and it's good, and it interrupts the res. It puts very, very low the health bars of Rod, and now Mafioso can try and get more done, and there's the nade from S2G, leaving them in a 4v1 against Mafioso.
It is impossible to try and challenge S2G from this position. There's open ground everywhere. It's impossible to approach this building in the first place. S2G secured it as soon as they got in here with 4 players. But they have absolutely crushed the competition here with the amount of eliminations. Now dropping out of the fortress. And it will be Mafioso.
S2G take home the 2nd game and the first of our Liviks of this tournament at the Afterparty Showdown so far. A blitz of a game at the end there for them, and they'll have picked up a load of eliminations. A lot of money